Today, from U.S. Bank Stadium in Minneapolis, it's Week 8 of the NFL.
Lurching closer toward the midway point of this NFL season, and we're underway on EA Sports.
And the opening kickoff will not be returned, as that will be a touchback.
So here's the Viking offense making their way out. And leading them out, their signal caller, now in his 4th season in the NFL.
Now, the meeting we had with him this week, that's one of the briefer ones we've ever had, isn't it?
He wasn't too happy after last week.
Not happy. Really determined to play a whole lot better, and he really can't play a whole lot worse. He's got to go out and show the team that the goods that he exhibited early are still there. Otherwise, he could lose the confidence that they have in him.
Yeah, hoping to get rid of that interception bug. And they'll get it up just short of the 45 at the 44. 19 yards right off the bat, and a quick first down.
Good job there to locate his tight end, Charles, in the middle of the field.
Yeah, he has good pass-catching abilities, and if they're able to continue to find him here in the early going, I think it'll help out his teammates out on the perimeter. You can take the big shots later if he occupies their attention.
Took just one play to move all the way to the 44 as they try again on first down. Back to throw. Hall.
They're going back to the same well. It's Hawkinson again.
The numbers for him from a week ago: 13 catches, 83 yards.
And I get the feeling that he loves this matchup. I mean, the unit he's going against is in the bottom half of the league against the pass. He had to have circled this one on the schedule and said to himself, this should be a big game.
The catch made by DeAndre Hopkins. And he's able to take it across midfield before going out of bounds. So in Raven territory now. Here's a 1st and 10 at the 46.
He's going to try and take off with it. Hall has it knocked loose.
And it's picked up by the Ravens. And his guys are going to get the football at the 37-yard line. He had the option there, decided to keep it, exposed himself and fumbled it.
Yeah, and you worry about the hits he's going to take in that situation. In this case, not only does he take the hit, he coughs the ball up, as you noted.
Number 8, Lamar Jackson, trotting onto the field at quarterback, ready to lead this Ravens offense.
That was a solid performance last week, wasn't it? 2 touchdowns, no interceptions, ran the team well, won the ball game. Bottom line, may not have been earth-shattering, but it didn't need to be.
They've got good starting field position as they come up here 1st and 10 at their own 37. After the fumble recovery, it's Jackson.
Throw left side, complete to Chase.
And that'll be good for 8 yards to the 45.
On 2nd down, a run with Gibson. And only a couple there as he'll take this up to the 47.
Jackson looking to throw on 3rd.
This throw taken in by Isaiah Likely. And he will have a Ravens first down, and he'll have it by plenty as they're able to keep the drive alive on 3rd and inches.
After getting that turnover on the first drive of the game, you'd hate to just stall out the momentum, go 3 and out. They're able to avoid that there.
Yeah, we talk about complementary football all the time, but I think it's a little bit deeper than that. Defense went out, forced a turnover, gave the ball to the offense. It's now the offense's responsibility to pay that off for them, to show respect to them. Hey, you guys got us a turnover. We appreciate it. They want to continue their drive.
And nothing much materializing there on the first down run. He'll get a couple, and that's it. The last run got a couple. Here's 2nd and 8. Jackson.
That's for Bateman, and it's intercepted.
Buda Baker with a pick.
And the Vikings are going to get the football here as he gets this up to the 38-yard line. So this is something we didn't see at all from this offense in the victory last week. That's a turnover. They didn't have any, but giving the ball away here in the opening quarter.
I love the surprise in your voice because it's exactly what you stated. Didn't see it last week, but it's a key to their win. And it'll be a key to this game as well, protecting the football. Didn't get it done there.
So here's a 1st and 10 at the 38. Throwing to start the drive. Hall on the slant, complete to Hopkins. And that'll be good for 8 yards to the 45. We've seen quite a bit of the short passing game here early on first quarter, haven't we?
We have, and I think it works a couple of ways for this team because, number one, you throw the short game until they stop it. And if they're not going to stop it, you keep throwing it, and occasionally you'll break a tackle and turn it into a bigger gain. Also, if they start to creep up, start to pressure receivers, now you go over the top, take it deep, and now you get some of those big shots downfield.
10 yards, and it's good for a Viking first down.
Well, there's plenty of real estate for him to maneuver on that run, and let's face it, it shouldn't be a surprise. He's one of the better backs in the league. Had to come into this game with the idea, slow him down, otherwise it's going to be a long afternoon.
Back-to-back good plays have him on the move on first down. Operating from the gun, Hall, and that is incomplete here. So after the incompletion on first, now 2nd and 10. Looking to throw, Hall, and this time he's got the hook up. It's complete. They get 6. That'll leave them with 3rd and 4.
Well, this defense for the Ravens, they were very good in the victory a week ago over Cincinnati.
And every defensive team that we talk to, they spend a lot of time talking about creating turnovers. And anytime you get 2 or more in a game, you've had a really good performance. They exceeded that number in a huge way. They got the football back 4 times in the win.
And he hits the upright, but it caroms in anyway. Well, plenty of distance there as he banks it in. And the Vikings have a 3-0 lead.
So, Charles, they get to them with their first turnover of the game and then make it hurt a little bit extra with a field goal.
And anytime you give the ball up, what's the first thing a coach tells his defense? Don't let them score off of this. You've got to put out the fire. In fact, in 2021, that's what one NFL coach termed his defense, the firemen. Go out there, guys, and don't let them put some points on the board.
Baltimore set to take over here for their 2nd possession of the game. They threw an interception the first time they had the football, only gave up 3 points off of that, so it shouldn't be a difficult hole to overcome.
It really shouldn't, as long as they're not listening to the chatter coming from the other side, because when you throw a pick, look, I know defensive backs, they have a tendency to be a little bit loud after they take one away, but they also have a tendency to gamble a little bit more, thinking they'll get a second one. Maybe they can take advantage of that with some double moves.
On 2nd down, here's Gibson again.
And nothing doing. He's immediately taken down at the line of scrimmage.
So they just need 1 yard here to pick up the first down.
On 3rd and 1, Jackson.
That ball nearly intercepted, but he could not hang on. Oh, pick there certainly would have been nice. Instead, at least, it'll be 4th down.
And the win last week punted 4 times as this one's away. This is brought in at the 21.
A nice return that time, gets 12 yards back. And it will be Vikings ball, 1st and 10.
So here are the Vikings to take over. They lost 2 straight coming in, but good news for them right now. They've got the lead and the football. So they'll come up 1st and 10 now from the 33.
They'll start on the ground with Swift.
And not a whole lot of room to operate there on the first down run. He gets maybe 3. 3 yards on that last carry. Here's 2nd and 7. Operating from the gun, Hall. It's complete to Hopkins. A 1-yard gain there following the 3-yard pickup on first down.
They are in need of 6 yards here if they hope to move the chains.
To throw it is Hall. To throw on 3rd down. And he will not be able to hang on through the contact. It's incomplete. The coverage strong, and now it's 4th down. And here's Morstead now as he sends this one away. And a fair catch signaled for and taken at about the 18-yard line. A 41-yard punt there with no return. And the Ravens, they'll take over.
Now this offense back out and set to go for their next drive. Sitting in first place in the division. They've got an open date on the calendar coming up next week. So, Charles, you and I were talking about this before the game. This one for them kind of has some extra importance.
It certainly does, because if they can get the win here and pad their lead a bit or at least keep pace, then they can really kick their feet up and say a job well done at this point and not have to worry about ball at all until they're back in their facility, back in their meeting room, getting ready for the next game.
And he'll get about 3 up past the 25. An extra defender in the secondary for the Vikings here on third down. Jackson now. He is going to find Hill here. And he will have a Ravens first down by a couple of yards as they're able to get 4 there on 3rd and 2.
I like the fact that they didn't overcomplicate things on that call. 3rd and 2. Just run the quick little hitch, which they did. Ball's out of quarterback's hands. And yes, indeed, they pick up the first down.
Jackson on first down. And that's going to be incomplete. Too tough to hold on to that one. It's 2nd down. Ball on the 30 as they come up 2nd and 10. A give up the middle to Gibson. And he is going to be stopped cold behind the line of scrimmage. It'll go as a loss of a yard, so now they deal with 3rd and 11.
We think, Brandon, I like the intensity this defense is showing right here in these first few drives. They're not just holding the line because they're doing their job, but they're doing more than that, aren't they? They're getting a nice push into the offensive backfield.
And a great example right there for the loss on the tackle. Backed up here, tough spot, needing 11 yards to pick up the first. On 3rd down, Jackson got a man. It's Chase. He completes it. And he will have a Ravens first down as they're able to get the 3rd down conversion.
That's a play that will likely be forgotten when you talk about big moments in this game. But plays like this are critical to keep drives going. And if points result, we'll call this play significant.
A couple of first downs has the football positioned at the 43 as they come up 1st and 10. Straight ahead, Gibson. And some room to roam now. And they will finally catch him, but not before he gets it to the 11. 61 yards rushing for him as he's got the afternoon off to a great start. Terrific run from one of the fastest backs in the game today. A guy who keeps defensive coordinators up at night, no doubt.
Remember when we were meeting with the D coordinator before the game and all he talked about was run fits, making sure our guys were in the right place so there were no creases?
They missed their fits, didn't they?
Yeah, there was no fit there. The only fit was at the end when he threw his headset down after that big run.
Following the pickup of 4, here's 2nd and 6. They'll go again here with Moss. And he's dropped just before the line to gain. 4-yard pickup leaves him with 3rd and 1.
Back-to-back 4-yard runs. Now, look, if they just do that all the way downfield, ball ends up in the end zone, but that's a little difficult to do.
Yeah, I think now 3rd and 2, that defense ready to stiffen up and stop that run. A couple extra tight ends in the formation here as they line up 3rd and 2. They'll try and run for this with Moss. And he'll take it into the end zone for a Ravens touchdown. Zach Moss, his 3rd rushing touchdown on the year. And the Ravens have answered that early field goal to take a first-quarter lead. On 3rd down and short and everything well executed, he not only gets the first down, Charles, he gets the touchdown as well.
And you see the defense commit to the run so often in these situations, but there's always that little bit of hesitancy, isn't there, partner? Thinking that they may play action you. They took advantage of that hesitancy and found their way into the end zone with a running play.
Justin Tucker for the extra point. He's got it. They'll see that opening drive field goal and raise it a touchdown, and that makes it 7-3. So that one a pretty time-consuming 10-play drive, and it's culminated by a 2-yard touchdown run. And no effort to bring this one out. It's a touchback. The Minnesota offense about ready to get this next drive underway. And they are a game under 500 now following the loss a week ago. And this is a team, Charles, that just has not been able to string victories together.
Yeah, they're certainly going the wrong way, aren't they? Because it looked like they had things pointing in the right direction, but now they've lost 2 straight, and that means this game is vital, extremely important, because if they fall 2 games below 500, the road back into playoff contention, awfully difficult.
Here's a 2nd and 2 now from the 33.
A give up the middle to Dobbins.
They'll get 3 as the drive continues. It's a first down. Off the play fake. Hall.
He gets this underneath to Dobbins.
Short completion, just 4 yards, and it'll be 2nd down.
From the gun, here's Swift. And he'll pick up about 3 there, up to the 43. The heavy set out there. 3 tight ends in the formation for 3rd and 3. They'll try to run for it with Dobbins.
And he won't be close to a first down as he runs into a wall right around the line of scrimmage. No gain on the play there. A nice job defensively. And it likely forces a punt situation on 4th.
Absolutely love the effort there. The ability to flow from his inside spot and stop that one at the line of scrimmage. Nice linebacker play.
Here's Thomas Morstead on now to punt it away on 4th down. It'll be 37 yards there on the punt, and out will come the offense as they take over.
Here comes Antonio Gibson as he's set for another drive.
Those are his numbers through roughly the first half of the season, and given that, you'd have to think he's on pace for a 1,000-yard campaign.
Steady as he goes, steady goes the offense. But you know what else is happening, too, because they are a team now recognized with the ability to run the football. You've got to be able to throw it better now, right? Better throwing lanes, better opportunities for the guys downfield, maybe more one-on-one coverage, which you should be able to beat easier. Yeah, he's establishing not just a tone, but an identity for his team.
And that's a discussion we had a couple days ago in the team meetings, talking about this running game opening up the passing game. We'll see if that continues to happen. It's a loss of a yard, so it's back to 3rd and 10.
Sometimes you just sit back and marvel at what he can do defensively. Speed, strength, quickness. He's the whole package, and that package just wrapped up the runner for a loss.
The Ravens on 3rd down. They've been near perfect, 4 for 5 to this point. This is 3rd and 10. Here's Jackson.
Looking for Bateman. He's got him complete. And he will have a Ravens first down as they're able to get the 3rd down conversion.
So many times in my career, I've heard coaches talk about completions are one thing, but as long as we're there at the catch and we get guys on the ground, we can live with that. But if you're going to give up 10, 12, 15 yards after the catch, then your defense is going to be in a lot of trouble.
From the 32 now, here's 1st and 10. From the gun, Jackson. The Vikings after him, and they get there for the sack. Daniil Hunter racking up sack number 12 for him on the year.
Well, last game he had 2 sacks. Got another one here, picked up right where he left off.
Brandon, he spent the entire offseason working on new moves, new techniques, trying to add to his arsenal of pass rush moves. Certainly paying dividends in what we've seen so far.
Don't need it all back at once, but you figure they're going to need something here. 17 yards to go on 2nd down.
On the counter, Gibson.
And nothing doing here as this time the run maybe gets him back to the line of scrimmage, but that's it. Now on 3rd and long, they'll look to throw.
Complete to Likely.
And this play comes to a halt at the 33, and obviously that's well short of the first down. So the completion results there in 9 yards. And that's going to make it 4th down.
So much about this game is just understanding situations and then having to execute, isn't it? Guard the first down sticks. Don't let them get there. And they rallied and made the tackle.
4th down, and out comes Jordan Stout here to punt.
This will be fielded at the 17. That'll go as a 46-yard punt with a return of 7. And the Vikings will take over here 1st and 10. Now the Vikings offense gets set to take over here.
The defense got the better of them last series, forcing a punt. See if they make a few changes in the game plan here and try to get points out of this drive. 1st and 10. They'll start on the ground with Dobbins.
And he sneaks his way forward only for a couple here. 2nd down. The last run good for 2. Here's 2nd and 8. Back to throw. Hall. Pressure comes and down he goes. He couldn't get away. He'll wind up losing a dozen yards. A 12-yard loss, and it brings up 3rd.
Now that was a passer's nightmare. The front door totally shut down by the defense, so he kept going backwards, hoping to find another avenue of escape. It didn't exist.
The Ravens bring out an extra defensive back here on 3rd. Looking to throw. Hall. He finds Hopkins complete. Give him 19 on the play, but they will still come up a bit short. And now it's 4th down.
But I think that we all figured when he caught it that short of the marker that the defense almost relaxed and said, we've got this covered. And then all of a sudden, space to run after the catch. And now they're screaming, somebody get him down. Fortunately, they got to him and forced the 4th down.
Now the veteran Thomas Morstead on to punt it away. He's been a busy man here in this first half as he gets it away. Dancing away at the 35. And he gets this up across the 35 before he's out of bounds. 33 yards is the distance on the punt there.
And it will be 1st and 10 as they take over.
So here are the Ravens to take over on offense. They were winners last week against Cincinnati, and right now they are in the driver's seat in this ball game as well.
They'll start on the ground with Gibson.
And he'll get this up to about the 40. The first down run got 5. Here's 2nd and 5. Here's Jackson to throw.
Got a man open. It's Chase.
Catch number 4 for him on the afternoon, and it'll give him a first down. Throwing is Jackson. It's Hill, complete. And down he goes at the 49, a 3-yard pickup.
Never make the mistake that the slot receivers, especially the little guys like we're watching here, are just quicker than fast. A lot of them combine quickness and speed, and they catch a lot of footballs, as we just saw there.
Pass incomplete, but the flag in the backfield, and this might be a roughing call. So the yellow flag came out, and that leads to a new set of downs for this offense. 1st and 10. Jackson.
A quick throw there going to be batted away and incomplete.
They'll try again from the 36 on 2nd and 10. And Jackson throwing once more.
On target to his man, likely. And he'll be taken down here just shy of the 30. They'll need 5 on this play to move the sticks.
Now Jackson.
And he's going to drop this one down to Gibson. And he will have a Ravens first down by about a yard as they find a way to convert there on 3rd down and 5.
And a good quarterback facing zone coverage, if he has just a little bit of time to survey the scene, that's what's going to happen.
No doubt about it. If there's no pressure, he's going to continue to pick them apart because he'll have all that time to find someone open downfield. You can only cover for so long. So maybe they want to go to a zone blitz scheme, get a little bit more pressure. Remember when Carolina did that against Denver? They lost the game ultimately. They dropped the defensive end out, and he ended up with an interception in that game in Super Bowl 50. Maybe some sort of scheme like that to try and get more pressure at the passer.
Nice progress down the field was halted by that incompletion. They could try for some safe yards here to get things moving again, or keep throwing it and pushing it downfield to try and pick up bigger yardage.
An incomplete pass leads to 2nd and 10 from the 25.
Shotgun handoff to Gibson.
And he stopped immediately there. Calling no gain on the run there, and now they'll be looking at a 3rd down. 2 minutes to play in this first half. 7-3, our score. Coming up at halftime, I'll go from one personality, that's you, Charles Davis, to another one in Orlando, the coach. He'll have stats and scores from around the NFL. Jackson hit, and he lost the football. The Vikings going to signal for the first of their timeouts. So as they take it over, we step aside. So Jackson will head to the Ravens sideline, and on comes Justin Tucker for the field goal try. This will be kicked from the 42. It's a 52-yard attempt. Tucker's kick is good, and they push the lead up to a touchdown now at 10-3. So as it turns out, that sack doesn't wind up costing them, Charles. They at least get points, get 3 of them.
Yeah, that's where your kicker can really come to your rescue because you know after the sack there was a little consternation there. Are we out of field goal range? Are we going to be able to get 3? In this case, he stepped right up and gave them exactly what they needed.
And the football going back to the Vikings offense. Just a lone field goal for them so far, trailing 10-3 as they come up 1st and 10.
Throwing to start the drive. Hall. That's good. The completion there for 7 yards, and that'll bring up 2nd down. Off play action. Hall. And this one incomplete. Too much contact to hold on to that one, and it's 3rd down.
All right, need you to check my eyes here. This entire unit defensively, I think, has looked really strong in the first half, especially in the secondary. They've been cohesive, fast to the football, and we just saw another example arriving there to help knock that one away.
Out of the gun now on 3rd down. Looking left side, and he's got a man. That's Hopkins. And he'll be out of bounds across the 30-yard line. They call his number again. It's his 6th catch and a 1st down. They'll look to throw again.
Going right back to DeAndre Hopkins.
The Vikings in the hurry up. They're hustling up to the line. Back to throw again.
And that's out to the flat for Swift.
And this play will be blown up. He'll lose yardage back at the 38. Now the Vikings will use the 2nd of their timeouts as the stoppage will come with a little under a minute to go in this first half. They'll stick with the passing game as he looks to throw. Out to the left there and complete to the tight end, Hockenson. Now the defense going to use the first of their timeouts as they get the stoppage with a little over 50 seconds to go in the first half. Here's Thomas Morstead now as he'll punt it away for the 4th time today. They'll score that a 36-yard punt.
And they will take over 1st and 10. The Raven offense going to take over late in this first half. And we'll see how much they want to push things, leading already here 10-3.
On 1st and 10, it's Jackson. And Hill with it over the middle. The Ravens going to use the 2nd of their timeouts as the clock will stop with 37 seconds to play in this first half. To throw again on 2nd down. Jackson. He rifles one that's intercepted. It's Devin White, the linebacker. And he will take this one home. It's a touchdown.
An excellent play there, CD, on the pick six. And I think were they a nickel? Did they have an extra DB out there?
Yeah, Brandon, I think they were in standard nickel, not the Buffalo, as teams like to call it, meaning 3 safeties for big nickel. They just wanted to take away the quarterback's throwing lanes, and that's exactly what they did, and came through with a big-time pick six.
And Tyler Bass on for the extra point attempt.
And he'll put it through, and that evens us up at 10 apiece. So the defense creating some points, not only getting the interception, but then returning it to the end zone for the pick six. All level now at 10 apiece as the kick's away. And not wanting to risk anything here late in the half, he'll just take a knee, and they'll bring the football out to the 25.
The Ravens going to get one more drive here in this first half.
And with time quickly fading here in the second quarter, not sure how aggressively, offensively they want to play this.
I think we'll find out just how much they trust their guys in this situation if they decide to take a shot.
Meanwhile, Jackson's throw is on target to Likely.
And he'll be upended at the 28-yard line. Just a 3-yard gain there. Final play of the half here. It's Jackson. Flush to his right.
No hesitation, goes right back to Likely.
And they'll get it up just short of the 45 at the 44. So we have reached halftime here at a good one. 10-10 is our score. As we'll send you down to Orlando, we check in with Jonathan Coachman for our EA Sports Halftime Report. Coach.
All right, Brandon, thanks very much. Hi again, everybody. Let's get you caught up with what's going on around the league here in the unofficial midway point, Week 8 of the NFL season. We'll begin up at legendary Lambeau Field in Green Bay, and it's the Raiders who have the lead in that one. The Raiders looking to sew that one up, and they look to be in pretty good shape. From there, let's stay in the Midwest and head down to Kansas City to check on the Chiefs at Arrowhead. And they were winners in that one over the visiting L.A. Chargers. Patrick Mahomes leading the way again as his guys run their mark to 8-1. Lastly, let's get you to Charlotte, North Carolina. Check on the Panthers at home at Bank of America Stadium. And they've got the lead in their matchup with the Tampa Bay Bucks. Justin Herbert with 2 touchdown passes. Meanwhile, in our game, it's been as tight as we expected. All tied through one half of play. For the call of the second half, let's get it back to Brandon Godden and Charles Davis.
Okay, Coach, thanks as always. This one's still anyone's game as we welcome you back for quarter number 3.
And ready to get the party started for the second half. It was an even first half, all tied on the scoreboard.
And they will wrangle him down a couple yards shy of the 30.
Out come the Ravens now. They'll go on offense first here in this third quarter.
Well, the first half, very even. I mean, really, in all facets. This ball game tied, Charles, so as we start the third quarter, curious to see what the second half brings us.
Certainly am. I'm with you on that one, and we all know a lot of coaches from the NFL all the way down to the Pee-wee level. They love to spin it to their teams. Hey, we're starting a brand new, shorter ball game. It's all even. Let's go out and seize it. This is ours.
They go play action now. Jackson. And that is incomplete. A lot of force bearing down on him there. He could not hang on. It's third down. Now it's Jackson.
He'll check that down to Gibson out of the backfield.
And a good job on the tackle there as they get him down shy of the first on the 35-yard strike.
We can make this one pretty simple. Locked up all of his progressions downfield, forced to get it to his running back. But how about the way they ran to the football and knocked him down to force a fourth down?
The Ravens send their punter out now as he's on to kick it away. He's averaging just under 50 yards a punt as he gets this away. This is taken at the 15. It'll be a 48-yard punt. 5 there on the return. It's the Vikings' turn on offense. We get ready for their first possession of the second half.
Now this game, it has obviously been all about the defense on both sides of the football. Which offense is going to break through here? We'll see if they can do it on this drive. The drive will commence with a run by J.K. Dobbins. And he stopped right at the 25 after a gain of 5. After the pickup of 5, here's 2nd and 5. Back to throw. Hall firing quickly here, and that's complete. Second catch for him today, and it'll wind up a first down. They'll run up the gut with Dobbins. And he'll be tackled just past the 35 at the 36. The tackle by Eric Armstead.
I'd say they've got to find a way to get him going. He's such a big part of their offense. I wonder if they might throw it a little and come back to the run.
Anything, because you're right. He's pretty much been completely neutralized.
8th catch for him now. He's been a big factor. And it's a first down.
This has to go down as one of the simpler routes in the playbook, but oh so effective. Nice completion there. Keeps the sticks moving.
A pair of first downs gives him a 1st and 10 up at the 44. Operating from the gun. Hall. And he's taken down, trying to do a little too much, getting outside of the pocket, and it results in a sack.
Yetur Gross-Matos.
What a play by him. That's going to go as a loss of 13.
Okay, I'm not sure you could actually draw a better pass rush than that one right there. Nowhere to go outside. He had to keep backing up and backing up and backing up. Eventually dropped for a huge loss.
Now then, after the sack, it'll be interesting to see what they have planned for 2nd and 23.
Here's a give to Dobbins.
He's brought down at the 34. Call it a gain of 4.
Well, they're hoping that the second half is better for him than the first half. They've got to find a way to get him going. He's a big part of their offense.
Seventh play of this drive coming up, but a long way to go on 3rd down. Looking to throw. Hall. And he's going to be taken down with the first down at the Ravens' 40. A real letdown defensively. That was 3rd and a bundle, but they allow the conversion. The career catch number for him just continues to climb, now at 1,070, and that is where Reggie Wayne finished.
And I was always told, if you went about your business like Reggie Wayne, you had a chance to be a heck of a player. So I've asked, how does this guy go about his business? Morning, noon, night, pregame, postgame, pre-practice, post-practice. That's why he's accumulated this type of number.
And that is incomplete.
It sort of looks like they still have some fight in them on this series because it seemed like things were headed for the red zone. But if this defense gets 2 more stops, they can keep them out of that area.
So now 2nd and 10 after the incompletion on 1st down. Off the play fake. Hall. Into a double team, and it's intercepted. Picked off by Marcus Williams.
And the Ravens are going to take possession of the football.
And Brandon, this is a real nice job defensively of getting inside a quarterback's head and figuring out, okay, where's he going with the football? Because you can make an educated guess defensively. Not all the time, but sometimes. And when you're right, you've got a decent chance of coming away with the football.
And now this offense comes back out onto the field.
Their defense has done the job. Now it's the offense's turn as they've got it 1st and 10. After the interception, here's Jackson. And incomplete on the deep ball. So they'll come up after the incompletion for 2nd down.
On the draw, it's Gibson.
And he's going to get stopped up quickly. Give him a yard down to the 43. The first down line at the 34 here on third down. Now it's Jackson. And that is incomplete, but a penalty flag coming in. This could be a first down. Well, the crowd doesn't like that. Was going to bring up fourth. Now it's first.
They don't like it at all, do they? It brings them back into it, but really not in a positive way. Now they're angry. That can jangle a team a little bit as well. Pass interference ruined that series of downs for them.
82 yards for him on the ground now, as he has been terrific here this afternoon.
Well, when you got a guy who's a dual threat out of the backfield, go ahead and use him. And that's exactly what they've done on back-to-back plays here. Picked up big chunks of yardage, once in the air and once on the ground.
To throw is Jackson. Firing quickly, but it's incomplete.
It certainly didn't appear that that's where he wanted to go with the ball initially, so he tried to get something out of it by dumping it off to his running back unsuccessfully.
They'll try again here from the 7 on 2nd and goal.
A handoff for Gibson.
And he is into the end zone for a Baltimore touchdown.
Antonio Gibson
with touchdown number 7 on the year.
And the Ravens use the short field to get in for 6.
A strong, determined run there, Charles, to get in for 6 points.
This is why it's such a team game, isn't it? And I know that sounds really generic and it sounds almost trite, but the blocks were made up front, offensive line, collective victory at the line of scrimmage and downfield. And how about the finish to the run all the way into the end zone?
Tucker able to connect on the extra point, and that makes it a 17-10 score. So that drive spanned 5 plays, and in the end it's capped off by a 7-yard run. Tucker now to kick it away following the touchdown.
From a couple yards deep, he'll bring it out of the end zone. And ultimately cannot get this out to the 25-yard line as he's dropped at the 23. Minnesota's offense takes over possession as this offense takes the field against CD. Remember, last drive, they were moving the football, but then they threw that costly interception, so we'll see if they can right the ship here on this drive.
And doesn't that just sum up football? We see it all the time, don't we? The defense goes from losing the battle to making a huge play and stealing the momentum. So you know they're riding high right now, and they're ready to challenge this offense and that quarterback one more time.
And we'll see if the offense is up for that challenge here as things start to get more interesting here in this second half.
Sometimes it's hard to believe, but there are times this game is about patience, isn't it? Has had the game he expected, but that run there, that may get him going.
I was just going to say, maybe that gives him a little juice, because you're right, he struggled, especially in that first half.
Yeah, and I know the great ones always think to themselves, just hang in there. I'm just one big carry away from busting this open. That's a good start for him.
Now Hall, throwing on first down. And the Raven pressure too much. Down he goes. The defense rising to the challenge and setting him back on the sack.
Even the most elusive quarterbacks have those tough days where they can't avoid sacks, and this is one of them. Third time he's gone down. He might develop some happy feet now, want to escape the pocket and try and gain more yardage with his legs.
So after the sack, a scenario you certainly don't work on too often. 2nd and 24. Operating from the gun, Hall. They'll wind up getting 10 back as that sets them up for third down.
They need a crafty play call here. 14 yards is what they need to try to convert this thing.
Hall now throwing on 3rd and long. And that's going to be incomplete. The coverage too good there. The contact popped the ball free, and it's 4th down. And he deserves a bronze leg as he gets this one away. And a fair catch signaled for and taken just outside the 20-yard line. 36 yards on the punt with no return.
And Baltimore's offense set for this next possession. And as the offense begins another drive here, pretty simple, Charles. They want to carbon copy what happened the last time out when they ended their drive in the end zone.
You're right about that, partner. It sounds pretty simple, doesn't it? Just score again, but we know it's not that simple because we don't just make adjustments at halftime if you're a good football team. You spend that time on the sideline, you study what's on the notes and the tablets, and you make those adjustments, prevent a repeat of the last drive. Series to series, the best teams, that's how they get it done.
And we'll find out here soon enough whether those adjustments are enough defensively.
So they'll come up 1st and 10 now from the 33.
Here's a give to Gibson.
And he'll lose yardage. Brought down at the 32. 2 yards the loss, 2nd and 12.
When a draw works, it can be a thing of beauty. But when it doesn't, oh, it can be ugly. And in this case, loss of yardage ugly.
So the first down run lost a couple. Now they come up 2nd and 12.
Gibson again. And he'll get this to about the 34, a gain of just 3. They'll come to the line here needing 9 yards to pick up the first.
Here's Jackson on 3rd down.
Throwing out left and finding Likely.
Well, this is going to depend on the spot, but it's not a very generous one. He looks to be about a yard or so short. So the completion good for 7 there. And it'll be 4th down.
I thought maybe when he caught it, he'd have a good chance of getting that first down, but that's a nice job of holding him up and preventing him from getting to the sticks.
The Ravens send their punter out now. He's been terrific so far. Averaging 50 yards a boot so far as this one's away. And a nice job here to down this one right on the 5-yard line.
That is how you flip field position. That's an absolute bomb of a punt. Downs it inside the 5-yard line. Absolutely ideal.
From that position, you're hoping to get it down inside the 15, inside the 5. Superb. And now out comes Minnesota. And our game's hit a little bit of a lull here, a little bit of a snag. Punts on back-to-back drives.
And old school coaches don't necessarily mind that. Didn't turn it over, right? Didn't create a big play for the other team. Right now what you're looking for is, can you gain an advantage in field position? And that's what both teams are seeking right now.
Yeah, they'll be seeking to gain that advantage here on this drive.
Yeah, another negative play in an early down situation. This one to start the drive. You're putting a lot of pressure on your quarterback to bail you out when you're in 2nd and long yardage.
A loss of a yard there to start out. That leads to a 2nd and 11.
Now a handoff for Dobbins.
And he'll take this forward only up to about the 7. 2 runs in a row, but only 2 yards to show for it. Not the start to the drive they were looking for. That run doesn't do much at all.
No, not at all, and it leaves them with 3rd and long. And you know, this is the time of game where these drives really, really start to matter. They've got to make some moves.
Hall to throw on 3rd down.
He'll find Swift out of the backfield. And he will have a Vikings first down as they're able to get the 3rd down conversion.
Going to get to the line to run another play. So we will switch ends as the 3rd quarter has come to a close. You are watching the NFL on EA Sports. So signs of life in what's been a dormant offense in this 2nd half. Here's 1st and 10. Back to throw. Hall.
He'll get this one to Pittman.
And he's taken down, but not before he gets this across the 25-yard line.
On 1st and 10, it's Dobbins.
And he'll push his way forward to about the 32. Here's Hall, looking to throw on second down.
And that went a little too high as it's knocked away and incomplete.
As a corner, you have to be able to run with guys step for step downfield in man coverage and make up ground quickly in zone. You have to put yourself in position to make plays, just like that one we saw there.
To throw it is Hall from the gun on third down. Throwing the out route incomplete. That's Hopkins. And he'll be stopped well short. Only 2 yards there. 4th and 3. One thing I think that's safe to say defensively, the tackling's been really good.
And because of that, it's been very, very hard for them to move the ball because you're not getting the benefits of run after catch. They're tackling them almost on the spot. That means you have to run extra plays, harder to move it.
Here's Thomas Morstead now, as they're forced to kick for the 6th time today. .42 yards on the punt, just 2 on the return. And the Ravens, they'll take over.
Baltimore about ready to go on offense. Their defense got the stop, forced the punt, and now you really start to monitor the clock as they nurse this slim lead.
Jackson and the Ravens come up now 1st and 10 at their own 22. They'll come out throwing here to start the drive. And look at this. They get the turnover they needed. It's intercepted.
And the Vikings are going to take possession of the football.
If you combine last week and this week, he's got a hat trick going because he had 2 interceptions a week ago.
He's seeing the ball so well and understanding where receivers are, positioning. I mean, just watching him work with such great technique and paying it off by actually catching the ball when he has a chance, he's helping his team in a huge way.
So here's a 1st and 10 now down inside the 20.
Throwing to start the drive. Hall.
The toss here completed to Pittman. And he's going to be marked down just outside the 10.
Now Hall to throw on second down.
They'll try and set up the screen to Swift. And the Vikings are going to be set up with a 1st and goal coming up as they get him down at the 6-yard line.
And sometimes when you run a screen pass down in the red zone, it's really tough to create a lot of room to operate. The field's pretty condensed. But that was really well designed there, and they're able to pick up a 1st down.
Now the pressure gets there, and he goes down just inside the 20 at the 19. A very costly sack there on 3rd and goal pushes him back big time. And now you'd figure the field goal team coming on 4th.
And this dominant defensive performance continued on that play. This poor quarterback has not received the protection he needs and has had to pick himself up off the turf far too often.
1st down, a bit of a disaster, and now on 2nd and goal, back even further. From the shotgun, he'll look to throw.
And that falls to the ground, incomplete. A nice job of bodying him up defensively, and now it brings up 3rd down.
A lot of tired bodies on that field, but this is a big play, 3rd and goal. Operating from the gun, Hall. Give him 13 yards on the connection, but not enough. 4th down.
Well, partner, they're still going to have to go for it after that play. And I'm not sure that the running game is going to be a part of what they have to do on 4th down now.
From this far out, you wouldn't think so. As expected, they're going for it to keep the drive alive. It's caught in the end zone. Touchdown, Minnesota.
T.J. Hawkinson
from 6 yards away.
And the Vikings are an extra point away from tying this game here in the 4th. We are set up for a fantastic finish now. A 4th quarter touchdown here. We're an extra point away from a tie football game.
And I know they're thinking about possibly going for 2, but I'd go ahead and kick this one and just get it back to level.
And now remember, all touchdowns are reviewed. And in a tight game like this, they're going to take a good long look at it. They're taking a peek at whether or not those feet were in bounds, and obviously a big call here in the end zone.
And not just the feet, How about the hands? How's the ball possessed while the feet are hopefully getting down in bounds? That's what they're trying to look at to see if it all comes together.
So they called it a touchdown originally, and this will stay a touchdown after the video review, so they had it right.
Don't forget the extra point. It's up and good, and we are tied here in the fourth quarter. (17-17) the score. All even to this point as the kick's away. And he'll elect not to return this one, so they'll bring it out to the 25 on the touchback. And now Baltimore gets set to take the field.
Well, they just gave up the score to tie it. That's the bad news. The good news, plenty of time in this fourth quarter to try to grab that lead back.
Jackson and the Ravens come up now 1st and 10 at their own 25-yard line. Trying to shake off the interception. He'll look to throw. Shoves him away.
This one left side caught by Gibson.
And this will be a gain of 5 as he gets it to the 30. Ball on the 30. They'll come up with a 2nd and 5.
Gibson here running out of the gun.
And he's able to take this one up to the 35-yard line. Ball up to the 35 now as they come up on 1st and 10.
On first down, right back to Gibson. Stop made there by Brian Asamoah. Ball at the 40 here for 2nd and 5. Jackson.
It's a short one here, complete to his tight end. 7 catches for him now, and this last one, a first down. Looking to throw. Jackson on target over the middle to Hill. And this will be stopped at the 44. That one good for 7 yards.
On 2nd down, a run with Gibson.
And here he'll be brought down a little shy of the 35 at the 36.
113 yards rushing for him now as he has been tremendous all day long.
Well, partner, I know this type of running back. I mean, this size, this intensity usually gets better as the game goes on. And I can just tell you from experience, the first few quarters, oh, you're eager. You come running up there, I'm going to tackle this guy. By the fourth quarter, you're coming up and thinking about it.
And D-line wearing down fourth quarter. Yeah, that's not a guy they want to see consistently.
That's complete left side to Bateman.
And he gets it down a yard or 2 shy of the 30 before he's out of bounds. From the 31, Jackson.
He'll find Bateman once more. And they'll work this down inside the 30.
They'd love to get a little closer if they need to kick the field goal on 4th down. From this spot, it's 46 yards.
They'll run with Gibson.
And he will have a first down at about the 21-yard line. That one goes for 8 yards.
Well, sometimes, Brandon, there's just not a secret to how things get done. He's been running well all game long, and they continue to rely on him in this key situation.
They told us they were going to rely on him. They have. He comes through there, a big 3rd down conversion. Now Jackson on first down. Oh, no, he lost the football. And the Vikings pick up the football. And not much on the return there. He'll take it only up to the 9-yard line.
Well, so much for the 4-minute offense. They were trying to reduce the clock, get in position to win the game, and leave no time for them to come back and catch them. And guess what? They turned the ball over. Yeah, I mean, they had it all set up for themselves, and they let it get away.
Hall now. Following the fumble recovery, he'll throw. And the catch made by Hopkins. And he'll go out of bounds. Looks like right at the 15. So 5 yards here, 5 on the play. And it's second down. Tell you what, he's been able to put the ball in some tight spots all game long. That throw, no different.
Yeah, a lot of people would call it a gutsy type of a throw. I think he looks at it as, I can do it, so it's not that big of a deal to me, and I'm going to keep firing.
On second down, a run with Dobbins.
And he is met quickly in the backfield. Down he goes, folded like a lawn chair. Call that a loss of a yard, and things get a little more difficult here, 3rd and 5.
Have to give credit for a nice play there, but also have to look at it as a blown assignment. He became a free runner that turned into a free hitter.
The Vikings on 3rd down. They've had a lot of chances, but not much success, converting only 3 times. This will be 3rd and 5.
Out to the right and complete to Pittman.
And they'll bring him down 1 yard shy after a pickup of 4.
So much about offense is what you call hidden yardage. You know, you throw the ball to someone, they catch it, and then they can make a big play. You know, they create a play, run after catch. They did a really nice job there of limiting that and keeping him from a first down.
Yeah, stopped him in his tracks. Here's Thomas Morstead now, standing right on his own 5-yard line. Fair catch taken just inside the 40-yard line. They call it 38 yards on the punt, no return. And out will come the offense as they take over.
The offense for the Ravens returns to the field. Excellent job by their defense to force the punt and provide them with this opportunity, all tied in the 4th quarter. Here's Gibson to start the drive.
And he'll take this ahead for about 4. 2nd down coming up. The run got 4. Now they deal with a 2nd and 6. Jackson now. Throw left side complete. That's Hill.
And he'll be taken down, but not before they work this to the 45.
They call his number again. It's his 6th catch and a first down. So it's Raven football here as we welcome you back. They've got it 1st and 10 as they search for a go-ahead score. And he's going to take this ahead for right around 3 yards, but no more than that. 2nd down.
I like the call there because that was one to take time off the clock and get them closer to getting out of here with a W. In the mind of the play caller, all you want to hear is tick, tick, tick.
2nd and 7. Once more, Gibson.
And he'll go down here at the 35-yard line. Ball up to the 35 now as they come up on 1st and 10.
Straight ahead, Gibson.
And he can only manage to get a couple. 2nd and 8 coming up.
So that run play nullified by the holding call on the tight end.
Yeah, I just think he needs to get off the ball a lot quicker and get into the block a little bit more effectively. Then he doesn't have to reach and grab and try and hold on.
Brought down on the play by Kayvon Thibodeau. On 2nd down, it's Moss again.
And he's dropped right at the 40. Gain of 3. So 3rd down, but you got to think they'd like to get closer, even in a dome with good kicking conditions for a possible field goal.
Moss on the give up the middle.
And he is going to lose yardage here. The Vikings going to signal for the first of their timeouts as they'll stop the clock with 24 seconds to go in the game. So here we go. Maybe the biggest kick of the game forthcoming. This to take the lead here in the final minute. And he missed it. It's no good. And a costly one there as this game remains tied here in the 4th. The Vikings offense now heading out to take over. They can still get into field goal range, partner. They got to work quickly, though.
I agree with you totally. find a way to get the ball downfield and out of bounds. In a perfect world, they know what hash they want to get to for their kicker, and they already know the distance that he feels comfortable. That'll dictate what they do on offense.
See if they can get in his range. And he'll go down, but not before getting this inside the 30.
So give him the yardage on the completion and also tack on 15 more.
If you get that hand up there, you've got to let go immediately or just not close the hand at all. He didn't, gave it a tug, and that was easy for the officials to see.
A shotgun snap and a give to Dobbins.
And effective running here. He'll take it down inside the 10. Now they get the timeout. It leads you to wonder, will they kick it here or risk running another play and possibly not getting down in time? We'll see.
So all eyes now on Tyler Bass.
He made his only attempt earlier. This for the win. And his kick is good. And it's celebration time on that sideline as they have taken the lead in the final seconds. So as it turns out, a two-play drive resulting in the field goal. So they tried to ice him there, but it's fair to say it did not have the intended effect.
And I've known kickers that take it as an affront. And there he says, you think you're going to rattle me? Think again.
The Raven offense set at the line for this next drive.
And the way their last drive ended, boy, it was frustrating. They had a pretty good drive going. It was sustained, and then it stalled out, Charles, and they missed the field goal and got nothing out of it.
Is that insult to injury? Because they had such a sustained drive, as you noted. So you know for the head coach, it